Greater Gethsemane A.M.E. Zion Church. Mrs. Ida Payne. Mrs. Evelyn Stewart. Mrs. Evelina Thompson. Weeping Willow A.M.E. Zion Church. Mrs. Marguerite Johnson. Mrs. Kathy Lund. Mr. Walter Lee Moss. East Stonewall A.M.E. Zion Church. The Reverend Dr. Michael E. McLean. Mr. Edward Aubrey Sr. Mrs. Paristine Meeks. Mr. Meredith Graham. Mrs. Josephine T. Singleton. Mrs. Rena Mae Weathers Blake. Mrs. Annette McDowell Albright. Mrs. Sylvia Ann Houston. Still Creek A.M.E. Zion Church. Mrs. Bertha Lee Pfeiffer. Mr. Reggie Hoover. Walls Memorial A.M.E. Zion Church. Mrs. Lily Means. Mrs. Jean McCullough. Mrs. Eva Withers. Mrs. Kathleen Robinson. Miss Jetty Jones Gibbons. Moore's Sanctuary A.M.E. Zion Church. Nancy McDonald. Mr. Henry E. Faust. Miss Edna Cooper Jones. Miss Marie McCombs. Mr. Oscar W. Bidgood. China Grove A.M.E. Zion Church. The Reverend Marilyn Robinson. Mr. Walter Feaster. Miss Brenda Williams. Grace A.M.E. Zion Church. Mrs. Annie Mae McMillan. Miss Pearl Odell Maddox. Clinton Chapel A.M.E. Zion Church, no deaths. Big Pineville A.M.E. Zion Church. Mrs. Edna Mae Culp Washington. Mrs. Carrie Leola Washington Crawford. Mrs. Ida Mae Wilson. Hood Memorial A.M.E. Zion Church. Miss Vera Haley. Roseville A.M.E. Zion Church. Mr. Samuel Francis Barnabas Sr. St. Mark A.M.E. Zion Church. The Reverend Dr. George R. Washington. O'Connor's Grove A.M.E. Zion Church. Mr. Tommy Lee Smith, Jr. Catholic Memorial A.M.E. Zion Church, no deaths. Middle Street, A.M.E Zion Church, no deaths. Bethel, A.M.E Zion Church, Mr. Robert William Forney. Henry's Chapel, A.M.E Zion Church,